Welcome back to a conversation with Biz. I'm Benjamin. I'm here with Ezekiel and Israel. We're gonna watch a video on how valuable men are.
Are you equal if the men are the ones that have to fight and die to defend the country? The men are the ones that build and maintain all the infrastructure, right? None of this stuff in the studio is built or maintained by women. Do you know that 90% of infrastructure jobs are still held by men? And that if you look at the top 20 jobs held by women now in 2024 versus 1924 are almost the exact same. So women have had 100 years to do whatever they want, and they still do the same 20 jobs they did 100 years ago, other than we switched out farm labor for HR work. But other than that, we're secretaries, nurses, daycare ladies, early childhood education, administrative assistants, retail workers, all the same that we were a century ago. So if the men are the ones tasked with every time there's a natural disaster, they have to go out and rescue people from the fires and the floodwaters, and every time there's a war, the men have to go and fight it and defend the country, and anytime there's a criminal who needs to be violently arrested, it's going to be a man who goes and does that, not a woman. Where does the equality come in? If we're doing the fluffy jobs, we're all singers, we got a lot of singers and musicians, which is cool, it's great, I love music too. But y'all ain't rescuing people and doing the heavy lifting or the dirty or the dangerous jobs, like who collects the trash? Men. Who does all the steel working and oil rig work and all of the sewer cleaning?
All right.
Yeah, I'll start off by saying this is not an attack to say that men are more valuable than women, right? It's not anything like that. It's I feel like one of the reasons why this video stood out to me, because like maybe it's just social media. Potentially like not a lot of women think in this way, but there's like a major friction between men and women nowadays. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of the times you ask I see videos where the women are being asked like, how much do we need men? And they're like, no, we don't. Like, we don't need men. We don't need men. And it's like, it's so weird to me because it's like, as a man, I say like, yeah, we do need women. Do you know what I mean? But it's how comfortable people are getting, like going on as though the world they live in hasn't had a major structural change because of the person that you're saying you don't need. And obviously, even now, we're seeing it even more in marriages, just like the amount of marriages that are breaking down because someone feels like they don't need the other. It could be man or woman, but someone feeling like I no longer need you. Do you know what I mean? And that's all it takes, and the marriage is no longer there. Do you know what I mean? But that video, like, it really shone a light to me because I wasn't even aware, or I might have been aware, but it's not something that I've sat down and actually thought about the amount that men do to just keep society running. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah. What are you guys' take on it?
Oh, it's all right. Watching that, I just found myself nodding and agreeing with most of what she's saying. But like, I guess like in my mind, it's like there's certain things that like there are nuances. Like it isn't a straight as like, it's very straight, but there's obviously just nuance. Like, what am I talking? Let me just be simple. So when she was talking about from 19 whenever to now, they've had the same jobs. Obviously, we have to factor like one of the things that flashed through my mind was obviously opportunities and stuff like that. That is obviously something that we have to factor in. Culture, society, those are variables. But yeah, like typically what she's saying, I agree with. It's like we may have had a conversation, maybe an offline conversation, about something along these lines when there was a topic where the women went on strike or something along those lines somewhere recently in recent years or something, and loads of the stuff was still functioning or something, and then men went on strike or something, maybe I'm butchering the story, and just bare stuff just went haywire or something along those lines. But it's just, men are obviously very significant. And I brought something to the table, which to the conversation table for us to talk about as well, which very much aligns with this point about just the recent UK ruling about the Supreme Court ruling that women are defined by biology. And it's like, it just makes sense. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like, we look at the world we live in, remove men from the equation. It's like, the alphabet argument, like, has always been baffling to me, because I'm like, look, when we go to war, men go to war. When it comes to like war's always been the best example for me. It's like there's certain areas in life where it is completely obvious. There's a clear distinction between men and women, and everybody knows it. Like, even the people that are lying and trying to deceive, even they know it. And it's in those moments, in those areas where it just becomes obvious. It's like, okay, yeah, the charade's up. Let's like enough with the games. We already know we're not sending no women to war. If you're sending women to war to fight, you know it's some dire, extreme scenario. Something's happened to all the men. Do you get what I'm saying? It's like you just have certain expectations are on a man, and like, it's funny that obviously the clip's edited, so the dramatic music is there. You're seeing all these women's faces, and it's like the truth is, bro. Like, some women acknowledge this, some women don't acknowledge it, and we speak about it from time to time. We spoke about it in the video about being 40 years old, no marriage, no child. It's like, if you are looking to build something successful in a marriage, it takes two people coming together and building something.
Yeah.
So typically, there's always anomalies, yes, but typically speaking, when you have a man and a woman come together and you look at the two of them, one of them is stronger, one of them is bigger, one of them is faster, one of them is the opposite. Let me just put it like that, right? Just to not ruffle any feathers, even more than I probably have already. So it's like, when you look at those two people together, like, God didn't make no mistake. It's just a simple way to say this, man. Like, God didn't make any mistake. He knows why he created a man, a way he created a man. And he knows why he created a woman, the way he created a woman. Because when those two people come together and they are working together, it's perfect. It's perfect. It's a perfect system that can bring about the most success. And we talk about all the time when we talk about success, and we talk about all those, and family. A married family, the nuclear family as they call it, is proven to be the most successful unit all the way throughout history. So when you have a man and a woman coming together and they're doing what they're supposed to do, they're both playing their positions the way they are supposed to, that is how you are going to have the most successful relationship. And when you broadcast that out to successful families, successful relationships, that's how you get a successful society. Because most of the people are doing the successful thing, and they're doing it well. It's not just about, like, yes, if you have a man and a woman, it will do decently because it's closer to the original design of how God intended it. But the closer and the more successful you work the system, the better results you're going to get. So I feel like I may have deviated a little bit away from what she's actually saying, but I just feel like it's all in the same umbrella anyway. Men are important, women are important as well, like Ben said. And it's important for us to always acknowledge that, like, it's not just about praising men, like, praise men, praise women, praise the unit, because when you praise them together, like, that's just the successful scenario. And if you really want success, it's like, that's how you're going to get success. So yeah, why don't you guys go?
Nah, that's exactly my point. I think it's not even a thing of where, like, it's a conversation starter, not necessarily to see how important men are, but it's a conversation starter to detail how important both sexes are. Basically, you know what I mean? Like, I always kind of think of it as like take a team, for example, take Arsenal. Yeah, let's say Arsenal, because I guess they're smashing Real Madrid at the moment, so let's use Arsenal. Yeah, like at the moment, like, take Arsenal for example. Yeah, they're one team.
Yep.
That one team is called Arsenal. But in that one team, you got strikers, midfielders, defenders, you got keepers. Do you know what I mean? You got managers, you got like staff, like catering staff in their building or whatever. Like, all of these people play a part to make Arsenal.
Yeah.
And this is the problem with people nowadays, is that people don't like to play their position. It's really sad. Like, people don't like to play their position. Someone, you could even be in a team, like, just take church.
Yep.
you know what I mean? Like you got a person who's been chosen by God to share the word, and then you got the congregation. You have ushers. You got the choir. Maybe you got someone that plays the instrument. Like everybody has a part to play to make this thing work. Even when we're described as the body of Christ, like a body is not just one blob.
Yeah.
There's like many different elements to a body. So it's really sad that people have gotten to the place where, you know, like nobody wants to play their role. Like they feel, even in terms of just our relationship with God, like people want to become God.
Yeah.
They want to take God's position. They don't even like the fact that they're human and they got to answer to someone who created them. They want God's position. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's really sad, and you can, like, the way it's been, like how that ideology has infiltrated, like the human at the moment is really crazy, because you can't imagine one day I just got out of my house and I just decided, you know what, today I'm going to drive on the right side of the road. Just because I feel like it. Do you know what I mean? Forget all the rules we've put in place to keep all of us safe. Today, I'm going to drive on the right side of the road. And you know what? Forget the speed limit. I guarantee you, it won't take about 5 minutes before some ambulance is being called somewhere. It won't take that long. Do you know what I mean? But people they don't understand that it don't stop at, yeah, you don't mean anything to me. It don't stop there. It gets deeper. It's gonna get deeper, because now I think, like, I've seen a few videos like talking about stats where, like, men don't want to go out on dates no more. Do you know what I mean? Bro, you think I'm nothing, so like,
and that's the one thing as well about men. It's like men desire respect, honor, and like worth.
Yeah,
it's built, and I feel like it's even built into men. And
it is. That's scripture. I was reading that the other day. I can't remember what it was. But
so when you think about it from that perspective, it's like when you live in a society or in a culture and it's predicated on attacking men and like defaming them and like devaluing them, you're not really worth it, you're not valuable, etc. All this different kind of stuff. That leads to the point you're saying, Ben. Like, that's why men on so many different levels check out.
Yeah.
And once they check out, it's like they're not going to be as productive as they should be. But when a man is checked in,
I do think that's weak, though.
You're gonna know it is, but yeah. But when a man's checked in, that's when you're gonna see the best results possible. And I just like to talk about the word team a lot. Like, team is, I think, is a very significant word that people should think about a lot of the time. When you're part of a team, it's about bringing the best out of all the team members. Yeah. So it's, you know, your personnel, you know who you have on staff on the team. Ben talked about Arsenal before. Like, you know, you've got strikers, you've got midfielders, defenders, you've got managers, and you've got all these different people. Empower those people in the roles they're supposed to play, and it will bring about the best result. So it's like, a dad's got a role to play, a mum's got a role to play, children have a role to play. That family will get the best when everybody's playing their position the best. And the thing is, it's like, people don't always do it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like men slack off, women slack off, children slack off. And the realness is, when that happens, everybody suffers. So it's when everybody checks in, and this is the thing, it's like, when you have these conversations, it's easy to, especially for men, like a lot of men who are coming to this topic from the wrong angle, it's easy for them to just always pile on a female. But what men have to realize is, heavy is the head that wears the crown, as they say. So it's like, the point I'm making is, for a man who will say, like, and beat his chest, like, yeah, I need this, I need that, like, you have to understand, like, you're the leader. So this ship is moving to the tone you are leading with, basically, whether you're leading it or you're not leading it, because you can not lead. Not leading is a form of leadership too. which is not necessarily a good form of leadership.
Yeah.
But do you get what I'm saying? So it's like the onus, their significance starts with the head of the team. Do you get what I'm saying? Managers normally get sacked before players get transferred out. If a team that's supposed to perform doesn't perform well, it's normally at the end of the year the manager's getting chopped. There's only a certain amount of time before of a manager, oh, you know what, let me make some transfers. I want transfers, give me new players. There's only so much a manager can do that before the manager is gone. Because people on top of the owners of the team know, okay, no. At a certain point in time, it's not the players. It may, and this is the way to think about it. It may not come to the forefront. It may not become evident or visible from the beginning, but eventually it will become clear. Okay, cool. There's something wrong with this leadership. And I'm just saying all that to say, it's like men who want all of the, I want the honor, I want the praise, I want the respect, but lead in the way you're supposed to in order for those things to come about. And things will just work. Things typically will work themselves out when people are playing their positions. But as men, we have to realize in order for us to get what we want, we have to lead the right way. And those things will eventually materialize if they haven't already.
It's crazy, man. I served under a minister years ago, and he was like, at summer events, he was like, yeah, you know, a man of God should never go around and be like, oh, serve me, worship me. Like, I'm the man of God, like, give me honor. And it's a powerful reality, because B was talking just now about, you know, checking out being weak. And the reality is, when an individual doesn't have the ability to play their position for whatever reason, obviously, as you said so rightly, it does affect everyone else. But the key is, foundationally, we must learn as men to understand our own innate value. And I think the challenge that we're seeing, like, is so divisive, the way men have been pitted against women today, because the reality is, when a man truly understands the importance of a man in the home, in society, obviously he can live his manhood, he can live his best life, as it were, you know what I mean, without the accolades of other people. It's nice to have that, it's good to have that, but when you understand, you know, you're going to get the roughest edge of things, you know what I'm saying, this is just what it is. You learn to develop, grow stronger, and play your position, you know, regardless of everything else that's going on. So it's nuts when your black video is playing, you see all of the women in the background, see the expressions, just see the way that they're kind of like almost dissenting without, you know, verbalizing it, you know, and like just
body language.
She brought so much facts, so much truth, so much statistics, logic. And then just kind of like, bruv, that's it. Like, she presented the logic, and then the guys, the girls there, it seemed like they just kind of, you know, fading inside themselves. And it's sad, because why does there need to be a battle between men and women? Why do we not just acknowledge that you're as useful as I am, I'm as useful as you are, together, and, you know, we'll make a great success? And this goes back to the conversation we've had about marriage, as you've said, and those things. And I guess I'm the one that's always going to constantly bringing this back, but I feel the problem foundationally is based on our worldview. When people live in a life where it's a dog-eat-dog world, it's a me versus you versus me, then obviously it can be about race, as they want to call it, which the constructs I don't even believe in. It can be about gender, again, these constructs, social constructs that are made up just to be divisive. It can be about whatever you want it to be, you know. And ultimately, we're going to go back to the point where we are now. It's just like, okay, man versus woman. You know, like, why does it have to be that? Why is it who's better, who's not better? Why isn't it we're praising the value that A brings versus praising the value that B brings? And I truly believe when we're not comfortable in ourselves, when we don't understand our own value, our own, you know, power, obviously we're going to fall prey to these kind of foolish arguments that really tear down instead of building up. And it's sad, man. It's one of those things that's just, I listen to this and I'm watching these things, and I'm so happy that a woman like this can talk like this, be so encouraging. You know, there are women that will listen to what she's saying and be like, you know what she's saying, there's truth there. I need to, you know, we talk about that truth, that whole point of truth. I'm gonna reevaluate the way I perceive things, and I'm gonna, you know, interact better with men, interact better with society. But it's just crazy, man, that we can be in a place like this where we just want to beef each other over things that, you know, if you spin it on its head, we will succeed. We'll succeed as a society. It's nuts.
It's crazy that people don't think. It's so easy to think in a moment. It's easy to be like, yeah, like I don't need a man, or I don't need a woman, or but there's consequences to this, whether we live it out or not. Maybe
Yep.
the kid, the generation behind us, when they come through, and they're gonna have the worst end of it. Do you know what I mean? Like it might, in a moment, it might have been a thing of where we was able to say, I don't need you, and I'm gonna treat you like anyhow, whatever the case might be. But there's gonna be an outcome to that. Do you know what I mean? If that ideology takes full effect, there's gonna be an outcome to that, and that outcome is not just gonna affect a man or a woman; it's gonna affect everyone.
Yeah, bro, that's real.
Well, yeah. Man and a woman, that is everyone. But yeah, outcome's gonna affect everyone.
Yeah, it's not just men solely, or not just women solely.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I feel you. I hear what you're saying.
That was a good conversation, I think. But let us know what you think. And give us any feedback. Write down in the comments your ideas in terms of like the value of man and the value of women. Peace.
Peace.